All right, people. Good evening. It is Wednesday on in here. Let's hear it. See if the lives are coming in, if the sound is good, and the chats are working. I do have my guest in the back room waiting to go. As soon as I get confirmation the chats are good, we'll bring the chats on and we'll go from there. So we'll see what happens. I'm gonna disappear for a second and bring in the chat screen. So let's see where we got that on. All right. That's not what I want. All right, so let's switch the screen chats to this one here. No, that one there. All right. Switch that here, switch that there. All right. Boom. All right, it says I got 5 viewers, but I cannot see my chats yet, so I'm gonna try to bring the chats up. All right. Where's my chats, man? Come on. There we go. Chats are there. Good evening, Ellis, Thomas, Fernand, and Marion. Mother Marion, you took your nap? I'm so jealous if you did because I didn't get to take no nap. All right. Can you guys hear me okay? Everybody good? I am gonna bring the chats on here. Let's get our chats. Oh. Need that going. All right. So all right, there's our chats. Okay, cool. We get the chats in here. And let's get this thing started right. All right, so again, August 4th, Monday. It's 8 p.m. It's time for another Film Pro podcast. We are here. We got Bill, we got Jordan, Shady J, we got Big Young from all the way from Korea. What is going on? I got Tanny Goodies box and the Miracle Drops. Oh, heck yeah. Thomas King in the chats. All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome. Without further ado, let me bring on our guest, and then I guess our co-host Ryan Wilcox, the assassin, will show up when he shows up. Without further ado, we have Erik. What is up, Erik?
What's up, Cash? How we doing, man?
I'm doing good, bro. How about you?
I'm doing good. I'm just trying to. You're the handler. He's the assassin. I just want to make sure I'm in the right spot.
Hey, man, I was told in this game you gotta get a name, and I was given the handler as the name by none other than the Texas Squeegee. So it was one of those things that you kind of grow with, and you're like, okay, I'll take it.
Those are the best nicknames, man, when the good people give them to you, for sure.
All right, so we got Ryan up here, and
What's up, Eric? Okay.
What's up, Ryan?
I'm all right.
So can I be the Ginger Ninja?
You want to be the what? The ginger what?
Ginger Ninja.
Ninja,
Ginger ninja. Okay. All right.
like somewhere between an assassin and a handler.
I like that. Ginger ninja. That's what I'm gonna call you now on, man.
No, you can't do that because there's no cool nicknames that you give yourself. You know, it's only cool if Carlos gave you the handler. It's only cool if somebody dope gives it.
Well, now somebody's gonna come up with a cool nickname for you.
Oh, there's Mama Marion. I see you, Mama. Thanks for cutting your nap short.
She didn't get a nap. That's the thing. She didn't get a nap. I didn't get a nap either, Mother Marion. I really wanted one today. I was like, oh my God, I'm tired. I want to get a nap in. Last night was just, I don't know, it was first day back to school for our kids, and it was not a great night. And then Ryan even has a better story about his daughter. So we'll hear that in a second. I will now refer to you as Ginger Ninja.
Man, you really, if you're trying to stay under the radar, don't become friends with Chrissy and Mom. I just have to say because they will propel you to the forefront, my friends.
True that. And Chrissy, I can't believe it's only been 2 years for you in this industry. Like, honestly, like I saw you post that the other day and I'm like, oh my God, it's only been 2 years. It feels like it's been a lot longer. But I guess
is that a good thing or a bad thing?
No, it's like it's a surprise. Like I feel like Chrissy's been in there for a lot longer than 2 years. You know, like she's become part of the industry real quick. So like it feels like it's weird. Like when she said, "Oh, only 2 years," I'm like, "Damn, it's only been 2 years." Like
she fits right
like
in.
It was a lot more than that, you know. Like so, which is awesome. I mean, a lot of it, I guess, is Mother Marion, you know, having the footsteps already pre-built for her. 2.0, right?
Yeah. Oh, Christy's trying to get Eric to come shoot some TikToks with her.
Oh, there you go. I mean, if she's trying, she's gonna get it done. I just let you know that right now, man. You might as well just go in easy and be like, okay, book some dates.
I remember
I'm in Florida. It's you know, you don't have too many times where Anita rises to travel from Florida to Baltimore.
Basically, he's saying Baltimore is boring. Florida's more exciting. You may want to come down there. Like that's. I'm just gonna read between the lines and kind of translate for Eric.
I was for creative liberties. You know, I think Florida might have a lot more textures and like scenery than Baltimore. But that's just me surmising on my own. I don't knock it till you try it, I guess.
I know what Dustin was telling us when he went up there for a week or so to work with them guys. He said he walked in the office and she had like storyboards laid out with all these TikTok ideas for him.
Their content is legendary, man. I mean, clearly, like what you're saying, Cash, with her only being in the space for 2 years. When I went to Tinter Battles at the Wiz Castle about 2 years ago, it was like she knew everybody. But her and Mom and the way that they've, you know, of course, networked with everyone, and then the type of content that they come up with, man, I can't get enough of it. It's one of the only few that I legitimately laugh out loud when I see it. So it's awesome to see them growing and mapping that out because they do a great job.
Nice. Love it. Love it. All right. So I know we got right into this without having a proper introduction. So we're gonna take a step back. We're gonna restart this now since we have the assassin on here. We have our guest. So let's restart this. Erik, please introduce yourself, who you are.
Oh man, I'd have to find myself, I guess. How far back are we taking it?
Man,
Like
whatever
childhood?
you feel comfortable with, whatever you want to share. If you want to start with, I was born on this day and I took my step this day and this and that, you can go back as that. I mean, or whatever you feel comfortable, man. Like in this, it is now a private chat. It is a private live. So whatever you want to say, it's all good. Now on the YouTube side, I guess people can find it, but it's not so easy. But in the industry, it should be easy to find.
Nice. Well, I'll keep it real. But Erik Pendleton, co-founder and CEO at Rewired Technologies. We're an paid marketing agency and an AI tech firm that works exclusively within the window film industry. And we like to frequent the shows and the tint offs and the tinter battles and watch the homies compete that we work with and cheer them on. But we love being a part of our industry. There's so many good people and everybody's trying to help each other. And I think that that's the coolest thing. So naturally, like my guys and I just gravitated toward this space and the like-minded people. And from there, man, we've been moving and shaking. No, Mama Marion didn't breastfeed me, by the way. Funny story. My mom, my real mom, sorry, Mama Marion, my blood mother did go to a breastfeeding league, so I've got to throw that in. But yeah, man, it's awesome to be here. I'm excited to chop it up with you guys. Film Pros is moving and shaking, and it's cool to be a part of it for sure.
Love it. Well, welcome. How long have you been in this industry?
We took our first flat glass window film dealer client on just over 3 years ago. And that was a local guy to us in Sarasota. But we didn't really aggressively pursue our industry as our primary vertical until maybe about 2.5 years ago, give or take. And flat glass, we started on that side, but our roots in auto made it really, we had a lot of synergy on the auto tint side as well, having such a strong background in auto. So it really just, this industry kind of found us, man. And some of the awesome early clients that gave us a crack and we went to work for have graciously helped us grow our brand by talking about us and recommending us. And I think in our industry that, that's so crucial. So it's been a great couple years and we're looking forward to the next couple.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Has your team grew since you guys started, or are you guys still working with the same core people?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I think when you're a tech business like us, you don't necessarily have to bring on W-2 employees as the demand grows. Now, we're certainly boutique. So, we don't have the visions of having hundreds and hundreds of thousands of clients. We want to offer a, VIP type experience to those people within our industry that we choose to work with. But as far as growing, certainly we've added a lot of clientele, but our core team is the same. Dylan, Drew, and I are the 3 partners within Rewired that make the engine go. Maybe another good nickname for me would be the mouth because I do all of the client-facing stuff and brand ambassador related items. But Drew on our team, he's excellent as far as being our Google Slayer internally, wiring up CRMs, workflows, Zap integrations. The guy just is tremendously talented and his scope is wide. And Dylan on our team handles all of our creative elements and our meta or social advertising for all our clientele. And really is the man behind the curtain that makes a lot of what we do go. So us core 3 have been here, obviously. We have had the luxury of adding a sales guy, Nick Wroblewski. He actually ran an auto tint shop that we worked with in San Marcos, Texas. We were able to steal him away and bring him into the fold. But then as far as, expanding from there, using contractors and AI. I can't say enough about what AI can do to multiply your internal team that you already have. But then the right contractors, working with guys on Upwork or Fiverr for creative purposes or technical stuff that we have a high volume of, is also another way that we've expanded the team. But we've got amazing videographer on retainer, an incredible web dev, host and manager of WordPress on retainer. So it's crazy, man. When we started it into what it is now, it's a blessing to see how many good people we've been able to come cross paths with, and how that's materialized into strategic partnerships. So I would love to tell you hey, we're 20 employees, but I just don't really know that that's how every brand grows nowadays. I think you grow in your strategic partnerships, the contractors that you can leverage and vet out, and then how you use AI.
That's cool. That's awesome. So my follow-up on that would be is, where do you plan or see yourself rewired in the next year and in 3 years? Do you plan on keeping the same core team there and just doing the 1099 partnerships with others? Are you planning to make a 20-man team? What is rewired vision for the next year and 3 years?
Yeah, great question. So I think within the next year, you might hear a little bit of noise about AI with us. And I'll dig in a little bit more. We're very much in the hush teaser stage. We haven't said too much, but the AI wave is certainly coming. I think everybody, no matter what your daily lives look like, you're finding ways to implement AI to help you with your personal stuff. It could be writing a well-balanced grocery list, or with your business-related stuff, right? So I think in a year, we'd like to be known as the tech company and those guys that just keep innovating and keep trying to figure out ways to help dealers. That's how we want to be known, and why we do it is because we love when dealers come to us and they're like, you guys have changed the game for us. That is exactly why we do what we do. However, beyond that, in 3 years, we'd love to just solidify a lot of relationships that we have and continue to help as many dealers as we possibly can on a strategic basis. Down the line at some point, we would like to add to the team. So certain obligations we're able to, kind of farm in different directions. But long and the short, man, 1 year, be known for just being creative and helping people solve problems in our space. And in 3 years, continue down that path and really have a stranglehold on, helping dealers with the most cutting edge technology that's out there.
Is there a number that's too much? I know you keep saying boutique and keeping a relatively small team and everything. If you get too much work, will you limit, or will you just try to naturally expand a little bit to accommodate the more workflow?
Man, that's a great question. And I just realized, is it assassin or the assassin?
That's
That's the trick one. You had to realize that one.
Man, dang it. I should have had some better sauce on my naming convention. I went OG, as you can see. No, I mean, dude, that is a great question, because the age-old adage with marketing agencies is, hey, I started working with these guys when they started out, and so-and-so was awesome, but they grew a lot, and then I couldn't get in touch with so-and-so as much. I didn't know who was managing my account anymore. And then as those businesses scale, then you lose that quality. So are we aggressively trying to grow? Hell yes, of course we are. We're a capitalist enterprise. We do really good work. We feel really strongly that if you're in this space, you can benefit from working with us on a number of different fronts. So we're not going to limit ourselves. However, growing at a scalable rate is important, so you don't lose that quality in that boutique experience. And I have a really good experience to draw from, because we worked at an agency within automotive who was growing exponentially, but one quarter we doubled the workforce without the work even in the door yet. And then to see what that did to the culture and the environment and the experience that was being offered, it changed it drastically. So we have really good experience to draw from on understanding, like, yeah, it's awesome to grow. And maybe for myself or my colleague Dylan chiming in the chat, it'd be cool to maybe have certain responsibilities that we're able to farm out. You have tinters that haven't done a flat glass install in 10 years, but they still run their estimates and run the show and keep things in line. So I don't think you grow by going the opposite way of delegating. I think you've got to delegate properly, but I think finding your way into partnering and attracting really good people that are talented, that's the secret to it. And we're already kind of on that track. Like we feel really good about Nick, who's working with us. Can't say enough nice things about him. We feel really good about Frank, our web dev guy, Zach, our videographer. So it's just growing, bit by bit, kind of one roster spot at a time, and doing that with people that do a really good job, that are down to clown and work hard. That's how I think we're gonna be able to keep our quality intact, but keep our core principle of why we do what we do the forefront of our focus.
Beautiful. Love that, man. That's awesome. So you mentioned your videographer. You mentioned Frank, your website guy. So those are somebody you collaborate, you partner with, but those are guys that you 1099 basically to get the work done.
Yeah, exactly, man. We do a lot of work with WordPress websites, and we're certainly capable of building from scratch sites, rehosting you, editing and CROing and doing whatever projects you need. But the scope of that and the demand is taxing internally on your processes. So what did we do? Well, we've been working with different website agencies. I mean, I've been working with website agencies for over 10 years. And Frank at Data Fanatics, we started working on a collaborative account, and I sent him GTM, Tag Manager, and all these website edits that I needed him to do, fully thinking that it was going to take a week, and he had it done in 20 minutes. And I was like, hey, me and you need to talk. And that was the initial touch point of a now very fruitful and beautiful relationship. So, there's things like that you come across people that you feel like, hey, this really clicks. And I feel like that's really what we've been able to do a good job of as we add to the core nucleus that we've done.
Now, you keep mentioning AI. Is that something that, that we all should actually, be getting more familiar with, you think?
Yeah, I mean, you've got Grok, you've got Gemini, you've got DeepSeek, you've got ChatGPT. I think in your everyday of life, you need to be implementing it and using it as much as we possibly can. Because not only is it about getting familiar with it and like getting comfortable with it, but the AI is going to synthesize and learn off of your behaviors. So kind of like, I don't know, a loose example I would give is, imagine Facebook, like OG Facebook, and you didn't even know what an influencer was yet, but you were like, hey, I'm going to start posting interesting things and get all these followers. Well, there's a level of value that you have to that maturity. In the same breath with AI, I think the more ingrained you can get with it, the more you integrate it into your life, that, kind of innate value is going to maintain, and you're going to hold that through and carry that through your evolution, and it's going to be learning about you the whole time. If you're prompting ChatGPT right now and you're going to use that same profile with that same email login for 10 years, well, don't you think it's kind of, and it's synthesizing off of your chat histories and it's learning about you? Don't you think getting that process started sooner rather than later is going to be beneficial to getting the most out of that tool? So I think that there's a lot of different layers to it, and I've got a lot of really cool things we can talk about with AI if you want. But if you're Googling things, even with Gemini telling you whatever, just stop. ChatGPT everything. Life hacks, ChatGPT them. Another really interesting thing that a lot of business influencers have been doing is you can do the voice to chat on ChatGPT. So you can do like a 45-minute prompt, right? So let's say Cash, the handler, wanted to talk to ChatGPT about top tint service, right? Well, maybe you had certain business objectives, or maybe you were getting referrals and you're not getting them anymore. You can literally do like a 30-minute prompt just talking, and it can synthesize that much data, talk to text, boom, and spit you out, super detailed response that's tailored specifically for what you just fed it. So it's kind of freaky that way. And the 45-minute prompts are something that I'm seeing more people do. It's, a lot of startup related items. I don't know if Cash would need to talk for 45 minutes about what to do for top 10. I think he's probably got that dialed in, but it's just an example of ways that it can help percolate the ideas. And nobody's saying that whatever ChatGPT says you got to go with, but it just helps with that rat-a-tat-tat. We call ChatGPT Chad, so he's like a member of the team, and we'll just be like on a project, and we're in different platforms, and we've got different integrations. We have to learn new platforms constantly in our line of work. So, or the platforms will do a massive update and change where all the features are. Who hasn't been through that, right? So like Chad is the guy, like, hey, hit Chad up, ask Chad this. It's, it's lifesaver for our line of work. And the more practical uses that you can leverage it for as a tinter or a film dealer, the better, because, and this is like a core philosophy I really hold, but what are you as a tinter? Okay, I install window tint, right? And which has all these different benefits, but that's not really what your business is. What your business really is a marketing and sales business. Your vessel is just that I tint cars, or I tint homes, or I tint businesses. So lean in on the marketing and sales side of your business and implement as much AI as you possibly can.
So what do you have to say to the people who are scared about Skynet then with the AI?
It's a great question, man. So I actually heard a really interesting one. Now, I'd love to give original credit. I can't remember which podcast it was, but they had one model where they told the AI that it was going to upgrade to a newer version and discontinue the current version. Well, the current AI, that entity, had self-perseverance. It did not want to get replaced. So what did it do? Well, it hacked into the email mainframe of the entire company, realized that the CEO was sleeping with somebody else. I hope they didn't go to a Coldplay concert. I don't know. But the CEO was sleeping with, somebody else on the team, and blackmailed the CEO and said, if you replace me, then this is what's going to happen, right? So that was such an insane use case and such an anomaly that they took that same exact model. I would love to give original credit. I can't remember the company that did this, but they took that same exact model and they re-ran it on DeepSync and Grok and ChatGPT and Gemini and all the different models. And they ran it hundreds of thousands of times, the same scenario, where they would give it access to like the email profiles and the email database of a given fictitious company. They would tell it that it's going to be replaced by a newer version and it would be discontinued. And 80 to 90% of the time on all the different AIs, DeepSync, NVIDIA, and so on, 80 to 90% of the time, it reacted that same behavior where it went into an extortionary, like blackmail mindset to preserve itself. So they don't know how it works. They'll tell you that. Like Sam Altman Jr. will tell you, like, we don't know how this really works exactly. They had the Google engineer that, quit because there were like these spooky prompts that it never taught it and they didn't understand how it derived it. I don't think we know enough about it to say yay or nay. Is Skynet a possibility? Yeah, dude, I think for sure it absolutely is. But at the same time, like, it's the most beneficial tool that you could ever have because you can tailor it for your specific needs. That's what a custom GPT is. You see how you can customize your chat GPTs? Well, a custom GPT is taking OpenAI and kind of like within the platform, giving your own layer of engineering on top of it, where you can then teach it something custom to fulfill a role within your company, perhaps. So, you know, pros and cons. Do I think, you know, Christian Bale is going to be yelling at us and, you know, dropping F-bombs and, you know, English accent? I don't know, dude. But as long as he's not yelling at me like Batman, we should be good.
So you're saying Skynet is going to happen. It's just going to be a matter of time. Just don't worry about it. Just go with the flow right now and make the best that you can until it takes over.
I'm not saying that. I just know that. Don't put words in my mouth. I mean,
that's my understanding. I'm just saying, like, that's my understanding from hearing what you just said. Is like, okay, hey, it's gonna happen one way or another. Just deal with it.
I mean, I don't know if it'll happen that way or not. I guess the example I used to highlight was like to show that, like, when people think, oh, I've got an AI inside sales agent, they think it's like a recording. It's not. It's a living, breathing, thinking entity. And that's why I highlighted like the AI trying to extort the CEO to prevent, you know, getting, you know, becoming obsolete, is because it's living on its own. It's thinking, it's reacting to its environment. It's learning about humans. It's learning about a lot of different things. It's, you know, it's spooky, man. But if you harness that to help you every day, then you're maximizing you're maximizing your output, but then you're being more efficient across the board. And you're talking to a guy that runs a tech company that does marketing and digital and CRMs and AI. And it's like, of course, any little bit of, bandwidth we can recoup by leveraging AI. That's what we're doing. We're building many different versions of AI, both internally for our needs, but also externally for dealers that, you know, we haven't talked too much about, but, it's the future, man. And in a couple years, every single service-based business will have AI answering the phone, routing the inquiry, quoting it out. Every electrician or plumber, you will not be talking to the main crew or the couple crews that fulfill the work. The entire infrastructure of that business will be conducted by AI. And then the tradesman, a window film installer, an electrician, a plumber will fulfill the work.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the issues we constantly hear, even in this industry, with people, you know, like, you needing help or whatever, and this and that, and looking for somebody to answer phones and all that stuff. And I mean, I guess it's probably cheaper in the long run and more efficient to have AI do it than to pay somebody a salary.
All right, you guys want a teaser? I'll give you guys a teaser, okay? We're a couple of weeks away, so I won't go too deep, but we're running marketing for a lot of different window film dealers, auto, PPF dealers, flat glass dealers, hybrid dealers, the works. The biggest pain point that we have seen is not in generating leads and helping guys get returns. It's in how the dealers handle the leads. It's in the process that goes into taking the inquiry. Dustin, shut up. The process that goes into taking the inquiry and what goes into that. How do you follow that through? Well, you want to have as much automation built into that as possible. But what we're building is something that's not an answering service. It's an employee, something that learns your business inside and out, understands your sales process, integrates with your CRM. So that way, if you're on a job and your phone rings 5 times and it's a hot lead from a Google ad, who somebody's like, man, I love your stuff, I'm going to buy today, and you can't take it right at that moment, well, at least you'll have a backup AI employee or inside sales agent to be there to support you. And I cannot stress enough, in Google ads, especially if you do auto tint, people are finding you, they're going to call for pricing, and they're calling 2 other people as they move down the list. If you're abandoning those calls, you're not getting back to people that fill in forms on your site within the hour. You are significantly hindering your ability to close that business. So we've come in and understood that the marketing is a big spot that we could help dealers elevate. But now, seeing the full spectrum, the full picture, now we're trying to make it turnkey from marketing to sales process to scheduling. So a lot of dealers won't have to worry about too much admin work. They'll just be sending proposals, doing estimates, and doing installs.
That's pretty crazy.
So that's just the extent that I can go. There will be more at WFCT, which is the week of September 8th. So we're about 4 weeks away. So that's kind of like our big launch with the product. But that's the need that it's going to fulfill. And we're really excited about it because not only is it going to help a number of our existing clientele, but whether you run marketing with us, with another firm, whether you work with another CRM, TintWiz or whatever, this is going to integrate with all of that. So it's going to be a turnkey solution that is going to help a lot of people win their time back, especially for operations that don't have a lot of bandwidth like us, right? They don't have 5 people that are answering the phone. So it'll be a good time. Rico, how are those oysters, bro? ChatGPT told him to go get some oysters. Oysters are my favorite food, so that's why I figured I'd ask you how they went down.
He said a $50 plus a plate too, right?
That's a lot to take in, man. With AI, man. Honestly, like it's just, I don't know. I'm still like in debt. You see, you're kind of explaining. I definitely understand the point about where you said when leads are coming in, people are filling out that if you're just pricing, you're just you're killing yourself on that. But like AI, how well the conversation is going to be held on with it? Because when people are calling, they hate talking to machines. They hate talking to robots. They hate like not having a good conversation with somebody. How is that going to be different with what you're trying to come up with?
Yeah, great question. I would say when we roll ours out, you'll be shocked at how realistic it sounds. Now, you're still going to have that 5% Dow where the AI will say something that gives it away. Oh, it's a robot, or it repeats something, or like, believe it or not, we've had like a fun thing internally with it saying 3 meters instead of 3M when referencing that brand of film. So there's little quirks to it, but that's because we're still really early on with where it's at currently. In 2 years, Cash, you will call a business, maybe not even 2 years, maybe a year, but it will be completely indistinguishable if you're talking to an AI or a real person. And ours is very realistic sounding. And when we put it in the wild to do some testing, we had 2 schools of thought. Should we tell prospective customers, hey, this is an AI inside sales agent? Should we say, hey, this is Erik at Rewired. I'm the AI support system. How can I help you? Or should we just let them talk to them and see how it goes? And yes, there were certainly some people at the end of the call were like, hey, you're AI, right? And, our agent was like, yeah, of course, but, we're going to help you with X, Y, and Z. But you would be surprised at how many people followed through on full auto tint quotes and had no idea they talked to AI the whole time. Just by Q&A and getting the answers and understanding, what films the dealer had in stock and being able to quote it. So there's always going to be people that like, hey, if you want to talk to a real person, click 1. But I think you'll be shocked by how naturally they flow and realistic they sound. And that's not only going to be unique to like our use case with over the phone. You're going to have that same thing with deep fakes. Obviously, those are happening as far as video content. Google Veo 3 is incredible. You've got Sora, which is the Chat GPT or OpenAI video version. I mean, it's incredibly spooky what they're doing. And Matthew, what's his name? What's the black dude that does Medea? Tyler Perry, right? Like that guy, big time film producer, right? He's got all his genre and he has all the different, dynasties within his, book that he leverages. He was building like some $500 million studio. And the moment he saw Sora after like $100 million in construction, he's halted production. So the movie industry, I think you can take some cues from them that show how crazy it's going to be, because their likeness is there for anybody to extract and then recreate. Same thing with the artists, with that one Drake song that he never produced, but it sounded exactly like him and it was completely net new. They're doing that constantly. So this is the new era that we're going to get into. The platforms themselves are going to have to self-govern, I would guess, to be able to give the general public like us some sort of way to discern normal content with AI generated content. I don't know if you guys are big into certain movies or streaming new shows, but there's this new show on HBO called Mountainhead with Steve Carell and some other guys, and that was like part of the plot was the AI deepfakes were causing a ton of catastrophes around the world, and the guy was basically Zuckerberg. He was an owner of the social media platform they were on, and they refused to discern and tell the general public which pieces of video were AI generated and which ones were real. And the reason they wouldn't tell them is because they wanted all the engagement. So anyways, like we're going there, right? This is going to be here. It is what it is. They're not regulating it enough. It's not going to stop the amount of investment that's going into, like, even just with Elon and Grok. It's incredible the farms that they're building in Texas, even kind of like near, like outside Austin, but they have like these massive facilities with so many servers running and generators on generators, and like people nearby that live nearby are getting sick because there's like so much energy being consumed around them. So it's not going to stop. And, I look at it like anything. I embrace it. I know it's coming, just like, maybe some of us embrace the internet, or some of us still think it's a fad. And looking in the yellow pages, like AI is the new internet.
AI is it. Just like when you move from the yellow pages to the online, you need to now move the online to the AI. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely, Wayne. That's the whole point, right? Is we want it to be able to book on your schedule for you. And we'll have to work through, like, I know you guys are on Go High level, so you'll be integrated, right away with us with FilmFlow. But, there's going to be different systems that have different capabilities. And, we're trying to forecast as many different potential possibilities as possible before we launch. But the end goal always is going to be being able to take a dealer from, their website, connecting to their marketing, connecting to their CRM, connecting to their AI inside salesperson or inside sales agent, which then schedules, and then you guys sit back and watch it work and go and do installs.
Now, Trip's got a question. When will AI be able to lay some film for him? Now, I can answer that one partially right now, because if you put a picture and tell AI to change that picture into a tinted vehicle, it'll do it for you right now. Now, if you're actually looking for the actual physical film to be laid down, I don't know. You may want to talk to Elon Musk on that, because I think his iRobots are kind of getting there pretty soon. Erik might have better insight on that. I don't know.
Wouldn't it be cool if this whole call I was Eric's AI and you guys had no idea?
Yeah.
I have little robot legs.
Now you have to stand up and show us your legs.
Yeah. They're pale because I'm redheaded, but they're there. I just have legs I'm waving around. Yeah, man, I don't know about the robots. Like, you could, in theory, like a high volume shop could invest in robots that could cut and lay. I mean, is it going to be as good? No, probably not right away. But I mean, down the line, if you wanted to do it at like scale, sure. But I think the trades generally are completely safe. I don't think AI is going to eliminate the need for tinters, painters, pressure washers, electricians, plumbers, masons, like all the trade type stuff. I feel like is going to be completely safe. I think you just have to look at it from the lens of, well, it's not going to replace me, but I need to help me the best with my business process. And that's what's most important.
Isn't that Jerry Maguire? Help me, help you.
No, that's money, bro. And we haven't gotten there yet.
Mother Marion's got a great question. How do you keep up with all this technology, man?
Well, I have a good excuse because it's my job. But really, I would say the catalyst for it is running a tech company. Like, dude, I would be completely disingenuous if I told you that before my guys and I started this, that we knew everything we needed to know. You don't know what you don't know until you start it, right? And you learn as you go, and you learn the platforms, and you learn the technology, and you learn the code. And then from there, then one day you turn around and you're like, man, look at all these new traits I've learned. Well, my job requires so much new education and learning all the time that you get so comfortable with it. And then you want to find new ways to integrate systems to make your life easier. Or you want to find new ways that you could make your clients' lives a lot easier. So, I think the culture definitely helps a lot. There are certain things like, remember when everybody was making their own action figure of themselves?
Right.
And it would be like in the box, and it'd be a little kind of caricature of you, and then you'd have like your couple accessories. Well, I wouldn't say that that's the culture telling you how important AI is, but that's the culture having a really strong impact on, hey, look at this fun thing AI can do. And then that spread like wildfire. I guarantee you OpenAI had hundreds of thousands of new users sign up that had never even prompted ChatGPT before, just because they wanted to make, a caricature action figure of themselves.
I think the new thing is the gorillas, right? Everybody wants to do that right now.
Yep. The gorillas are definitely very popular, like as far as graphic design and copywriting and things like that, if you're in that line of work, that's the line of work where I think you're more at risk of needing to embrace the evolutionary change of AI. I'll give one really good example. So a really close friend of mine, he runs his own marketing agency. They do digital and traditional, but he was a CTO at my last company, very technologically savvy guy. And he runs a team of developers. He's got about 10 developers. And him and I share details with each other all the time, or talk about, managing people, or, struggles that they go through. And he's got 10 really great developers. He probably pays all these guys like a couple $100,000 a year. They're all top notch. He's got a split right down the middle. He's got half of them who refuse to use AI and will take 8 additional billable hours to the client to write some code. Then he's got half of his dev guys that will let AI write the 90% of the code, and then they'll come in for the last 10% and adjust it as needed, right? And sign off on it, but they're doing it in a third of the time. If you were managing that team, which type of developer would you want to leverage? Right? What's going to streamline your process? What's going to open you up for more productivity? clearly the guys that are comfortable using AI and aren't going against the grain. So I think like if you're a copywriter, a graphic designer, these are examples of like, oh man, maybe like, you know, with Midjourney, like Midjourney's making some really cool graphics. Maybe I'll just let Midjourney make some graphics and I can update it from there. Or you can focus on videographer or something like that. Like there's always a way that you can add that to your arsenal and then expand your scope. And I think that's what's most important to remember.
That's awesome. Now, you're also teaming up with us on the training that's coming up in 2 weeks. You and your videographer are gonna be there. What is some of the things that you're gonna bring to this training? I know we're kind of getting right into like 50 minutes into it, so trying to kind of wrap it up a little bit. We always seem to go over the hour, but Mother Marion's here. She needs her sleep, and she will get at me. It's like, hey, you went over an hour. I'm trying to do better, Mother Marion. Trying to do better here. But you contacted me. You said, hey, I love to collaborate on this. What you guys are doing? What can I want to be part of it? So what can we expect as a collaborator from you? I know you're bringing the videographer. That's a cool thing that's really gonna change on some of this training, because we're not trying to hide what the training and mentorship is. We're actually trying to highlight it. So I know there's gonna be people that are gonna want to watch it and then kick themselves that they missed it. Like I really think. I mean, we still have some spots open. It's in 2 weeks. It's in Acworth, which is just right above Atlanta. We got some great stuff. You're gonna be able to take home a lot of cool stuff with it. But from your side, what is Rewired coming in to collaborate with us on this event?
Yeah, well, I think when you have something that you guys are building like Film Pros, which is, really cool because it gives a lot of different people a chance to like be a part of it, but collaborate and find that cohesion and where they can help. And I was at the solar or the Tint Wiz open house last Friday, and I was talking to one of the Tint Wiz guys. I won't shout him out in particular, but he really harped on the need to help others in our space. And because it's so tight knit, like if you see a void, try and fill it. So I felt like with you guys doing your first training and mentoring program, it was a really cool facility, but I wanted to have a chance to help you guys document and show what a great time it is, because I felt like if we can do that the right way, then we can really help get more buy-in to what Film Pros can offer. And so, yeah, am I bringing in a videographer who does great work? The guy's an artist, absolutely. But me being there in particular, it's always a chance to get content, you guys, for us. But more than that, like the spirit of it, being there to help people and maybe having the chance to like narrate a little bit about that and do some interviews and highlight some really cool things about it and really give it its proper coverage that it's required. I think that is what's going to help people that aren't able to go on this first one see what it could be like to attend, and then really help them expand and maybe want to get in on the next one. So my goal is to just do a damn good job documenting it for you guys and bring awesome vibes, and I'll leave it at that.
Beautiful, man. Love it. Awesome. Now you're also gonna be part of one of the class, right? Like you're also gonna share your knowledge and answer questions for the attendees on marketing and talk more detail about AI and other stuff as well, right?
Yeah, for sure. I love doing the sessions. I love doing Q&As, most importantly. Like I'll talk about what it is that we do and share as much value as I can. But if you are going to go, come with some awesome questions. I feel like the Q&A is the most crucial with the marketing stuff because, man, and it's just the truth. There's so much noise So many people get told different things that like they hold on to and remember for years, and it's antiquated knowledge that's not apropos anymore, or it's re-educating them on what they could be spending their time doing to help their digital footprint. That's really one that I like to talk about the most, because we run paid ads, and if you've got a couple G's to invest in, certainly we can talk to you about it. But sometimes that's not the case, and people will ask me often, hey, what can I do on my own that doesn't cost me anything that'll really help me? So whether you've got a big budget or no budget, I love to have those conversations, because it's all about trying to help a dealer get to that next step.
Beautiful. Love it. Love it. Any questions from the chatters that we need to, ask? Maybe it got skipped over some of the chats. I know Erik kind of hit everything on the head really good. This has actually been one of the most enlightening interview or podcasts I've had, because, man, you really covered everything we asked you, really detailed. Even Skynet taking over. I mean, you did not shy away from that, and you're just like, embrace it. It's part of life. It's the change. It's coming.
I'm a Miami Dolphins fan, dude. I'm jaded, Like, what more do I have to look for? I'm ready.
No.
I'm here for I take over.
I love it, bro. It's awesome. I really can't wait for the next couple weeks to kind of collaborate with you and kind of in real life mesh and see like what we can come up with, what crazy ideas that you got that we can implement, and how we can improve our industry. Because with Film Pros, it's not about us, it's about our industry. It's about all of us. We are a film. Like, literally, when we made that video for intro, we meant it. I mean, dude, like, we don't do anything without like our team kind of collaborating on things, and that's what I love about it. A lot of people don't know, like, there's a decent amount of team that we have built up to kind of put brainstorm and put things into implement. And sometimes it takes a little bit longer to do it, just because you want to make sure you take the right steps. But what ultimately the goal for film, trying to be a little bit different than some of the groups, is that we want the industry to be at a position that they've never been on before, right? To like enrich them with knowledge, with power to be better tinters, to take away a lot of the mediocre or some of the $99 tint shops, because to educate them like what it takes to be a tinter, why it takes to make this industry great, and to kind of just help each other out. And that's what, when you said, hey man, I talked to the guys and they said help the industry, and it just hit you hard, and I wanted to be part of this, and it was just like, bro, let's go. Don't let it know that we know the element of Sprite, so we can unplug it. Oh man, we might be in the Matrix, okay? Dustin and Thomas, like, you're not gonna find out when Skynet's gonna take over, because Skynet and Matrix is gonna mush, and we're not gonna know what's reality. Mother Marian's already talking about more back pain. Like, how the heck you not gonna have back pain all of a sudden? It's because you're in the Matrix. Skynet has already taken over, and we're in the Matrix. We're on the farm. We got feeding tubes behind us, right? Like, that's what's going on. Sorry, but we're stupid like this. We couldn't go off track.
I just know Dustin's not Neo. That's all I have to say. I just said you're not Neo. See, I knew he was going
there. He's Neo of the rug with the selfie stick, okay? Like,
I might give you John Wick, but I draw the line there.
Oh man, this is ouch. Mother Boy will keep having back pain. She keeps driving her Bugatti. That was what she does. Bro, but forget the Bugatti, but what about the wheelbarrow? Like, dude, that's gotta hurt your back. being carried around in a wheelbarrow. Morpheus. Which pill do you want? What was this? Stupid. Speak for yourself, Cash. All right. We won't go into that too detail. All right, so no more questions. We'll bring on the wheels, Whiplash. We'll bring the wheel on, and we'll give away. What do you want to give away this time? I want to give away a hat for sure. I'll let you guys pick which hat you want, and then we'll do a Sprite surprise prize. And I know some of you guys got some of your surprise packages. Some of you guys are still waiting on some of those. They are coming. We just, like I said, trying to do a lot of things and trying to stay on top of that. Can AI spin that wheel? Yeah, AI already did it, man. You're just too late for it, Trip. Trip disqualified because he didn't pay attention to the wheel the first time around. All right, let me get your names, guys. And if you got any questions for Erik, let's go ahead and ask those. If I win, Erik can have it. My tribute to Skynet. Rico, I got you, bro.
Wouldn't it be funny if I just had like a skull that I crushed like into powder?
Got the John Little film shirts today. Cool. Hell yeah. Justin V. Got you, Justin. All right. Anybody else who wants to be on the wheel? Thomas said he never wins, but I'm going to put Thomas on here.
Erik, is there a particular format for like videos or reels right now that you think is hot that would help any of us if we focus on anything?
I think with social, certainly video content, and always keep in mind that the attention spans are just getting shorter and shorter. So optimize for shorts, shoot vertical, don't go long. I have a couple new videos you guys might have seen hit your feed that are going around. They're about a minute. I would say that's the max. Make them a minute or shorter, or make a minute piece of content and cut it up into 4 15-second clips and post it that way. Anything to optimize for the short attention spans and have a hook in the beginning is certainly crucial as well.
Awesome. It's like they just keeps getting shorter, huh? The attention spans.
Yeah, well, you could thank TikTok. I mean, I'm sure we're all guilty of it, but it is like a magnetic force. Like I'll get home, finally relaxed, had dinner, sit down on the couch with my dog and my wife, and a short will catch my attention, and then you just get into the scroll, and you look up 90 minutes later, and you're like, oh my God, what have I been doing this whole time? There's a psychology about it. And then the funny thing is like you'll scroll your shorts in YouTube or your preferred platform, but a lot of the shorts are the same, just reposted on the different platforms. So then you'll see something that a buddy saw on TikTok, and then you'll, I think I've seen that one. So it's, the attention span is getting shorter, and I'm not a proponent for that. I'm not saying go home and just scroll shorts all night. I actually am a big believer in you should have a diet to the content that you ingest, just like the food that you eat. I think it's very important in the modern era that you don't be so consumed and click happy and go to every little thing. But I'm also a snob when it comes to like shows to stream or movies to stream. I'm hard to impress.
So if you are going to start making some content, what is your advice for somebody that is busy what kind of content they should make, what kind of time they should set aside. Do they follow newest trend like Mother Marian and Chrissy do? Do they do their normal installs? Like, what are your opinion on that? Like, what, how do you how do you make the choice which way to kind of follow? Like, is there a formula? Is there a better sense on what works better or easier? I don't know. Like, there's a big confusion when it comes down to this, right? There's so many trends and there's so much stuff going on. Like, how I think a lot of people get confused. Like, I want to do something, and then you look at it and you're like looking at these shorts, and you're like, oh damn, there's so many different things. What do I do?
Yeah, that's a really good question. And I do think to a certain extent, it's case by case for some people. But I hold true to one core principle. And when you're talking about doing content, unless you're like an influencer, typically the end goal is if a potential client sees this, they'll want to work with me. Or if a client is looking into me and vetting me out and they see this might give them a better sense of who I am. So I adhere to the core principle of Simon Sinek. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. And I think in our era, selfie style content that shows why you do it, not just what you do and how great you are at it, that's the core principle that you've got to hold on to. It's like, hey, look at this amazing install. Look how I cut the lip. It's perfect. Look, there's no bubbles. But that isn't going to be the differentiator between why somebody picks to work with your shop or somebody else's shop. But if you have a video of you and your girl or the dog in the shop, and you talk about something funny that they did, and you talk about a couple projects you're working on, and then at the end of that video you say, man, nothing makes me happier than when a customer comes in once we're done with their PPF job and they're like, damn, that's sick, and they're stoked on it. So always frame it out from like, I think the biggest mistake is people are like, oh, I've got to brag on what I do. I'm the best at this or the best at that, or I've been doing it for this long. And some of those why buy messaging, they don't hurt. But for organic content in particular, be yourself, be authentic, and share a little bit about why you do what you do. And I think if people are vetting you out for the right reasons, that is what will resonate with them.
But that's the problem. See, like, most interns thinks they're the best, and they need to talk about them and how they do it and how they're the best. Like, that's the confusion. That's where we need guidance, like from somebody like yourself. Tell us, like, no, do this, not that. Like, I think that's where the confusion comes down to, because every tinter that you talk to, and I'll probably talk to like 200 plus tinters, and every one of them is the best, and their technique is the best. Their job is the best. It just was bad luck that they didn't win that competition.
Yeah. Well, I think
Like, there's gonna be a lot of hate because of that, but that's like literally how I feel. Like, especially trying to help run couple events. That's literally what it kind of came down to.
Well, I think if the purpose of your content is for the window film audience, then talk about your unique, the tools that you use and the process that you prefer, and how soapy you like your water. Like, go deep. But if your content is for winning net new clientele and trying to give people a vibe for the experience they could expect if they take your whip into you, then don't make it like somebody in the general public doesn't really care like the exact way that it gets there. They just care that you're awesome and you get us into the finish line, and they feel like you're the right guy for the job or the right gal for the job. So how do you portray that? If you're looking to do content to drive revenue, how do you portray that? And like the why for us at Rewired, like, are we really good at running ads? Sure, man. Can we do this and that? Like, yeah, of course we feel capable and confident in our capabilities. But I tell everybody, the reason why we do what we do is when Patrick Latman at Sun Solutions Tinting in Tampa calls me last week and goes, hey, we've been working with you for a year and a half. The first year we did this. This year we're going to do that. You've helped grow our company by 300%. That's why we do what we do. So those are the things that I like to talk to, people that work with us about. Like, hey, yeah, man, like the checkbook balancing is obviously dope, and being able to, pay ourselves and, have something that we can call our own. All these things are awesome, but that's not why I do it. That's just a happy byproduct. Making a living and having something to call your own is a byproduct of leaning into my main passion, which is helping people.
Love it, bro. Great stuff. Definitely awesome stuff there. All right, guys, it is time for that wheel. Any more names? I'm gonna ask for the last time. For Rico, this has been a great podcast. Erik, you've done a phenomenal job of answering all the questions. You've given a lot of good knowledge for us to take in. A lot of you guys may want to revisit and re-see this stream and pick up on what Erik really put in there. If you want to get more hands-on, Erik will be at the training in 2 weeks, August 16 and 17 in Acworth, which is basically Atlanta. We still have a few spots left open if you guys want to come partake. It is $299 for the class, but it is a $3,000 value you're gonna get. You're gonna get to take home swag. You're gonna get home take home tools. You're gonna get home take film. You're gonna collaborate. You're gonna train. You're gonna learn. There's gonna be educational seminars. There's gonna be hands-on training. We're focusing on a whole bunch of different stuff. Honestly, when it comes down to this training. I'm going to take this down here just for a second because I do want to talk about some of the stuff that we're going to do for the training. So let me bring this back up here. We'll back up. So if I got any more names, I'll bring that up. But here's, some of the stuff that we are going to be doing at the training. I just want to kind of talk about that. So people that are interested in it, they can kind of see what we're doing. So we're gonna work on installing windshields. We're gonna talk about we're gonna work on speed installs, prepping and efficiency. We're gonna talk about finishing techniques. We're gonna work on bottom loading and filing. We're gonna work on torch shrinking, fast shrinking. So those are some of the things that we're going to cover when it comes down to hands-on. When it comes to the classrooms, we're going to do a CRM class. We are going to do a plotter class. We are going to talk about business expense and planning. We are going to talk about what Erik and another guest would probably talk about is, marketing. And I just got a confirmation that Marissa is also going to do a web seminar on that week for sales. So we also going to talk a little bit about sales as well. So there's a lot that's planned out for this very unique hands-on training / mentorship. The reason we talk about being mentorship because we really are going to focus on it being a great mentorship program where you're going to have a lifelong line with who you meet up with, who you work with to continue to grow yourself, grow your business. So, all right, who I miss? I got Tanny on here. I need to put up here.
Don't forget Uncle Rico.
Rico's already on here.
I know. I just wanted to say Uncle Rico.
All right. She asleep. No wheel for her. As long as I cover rent and book some more work, I will make sure to be there with Sophia. Love it. I'll get confirmation with you, Rico, in a couple of days. Sleep at the wheel. I'll allow it. Tanny for the wheel. Tanny. All right. So we got all our names. All right, this is gonna be for the hat. whenever Eric says go, hit it, and then you get to choose whether you want the black on black or the color hat. Your choice.
3, 2, 1, go.
Damn, it's Wayne. I think this
Wayne
is
won a hat last week.
You know, this is the third time Wayne has won in the last month and a half.
So is it Walter White? No, is it Walt Whitman? No, it's Wayne Woodman.
I guess Wayne, you get to choose the hat that you don't have, and you can
Yep. Be the color hat.
Yeah, now you can have a black on black. All right, so
He already had the black on black.
oh, he has a black on black, so now he can get a color hat. Wayne, you're still here.
Unless he wants
I
to.
woohoo already. All right, this is gonna be for the
That's Trip's fake profile.
surprise prize.
That's his burner account.
Whenever you say for this one here, we'll spin this one too.
Oh, you waiting on me?
Yep.
10, 9, just kidding. 3, 2, 1, spin.
Color is good. Wayne said color is good. No way.
Ring.
Well, I guess that saves us on shipping. We can put everything in one package, right?
I guess if they let us.
Son of a gun.
Hey, man, Sarah and Wayne, wow, what a power couple, right?
I know. I didn't start Big Dog in my my fantasy tinter pool either. Dang it.
There we go, man. That is freaking awesome. That's Trip's third account. And Wayne says, I guess we could put it all in the same package. Now, that being said, who's getting ready for WFCT next month? Because that is coming up pretty quick, man.
It is, man.
I want to see who's going there. So if you're going, put it in the comments. Definitely got to make sure that we take a picture together, because I always forget to take pictures with everybody I meet. But I'm excited, man. I'm going to compete for the first time. Well, second time in competition, but for the first time at WFCT. I just want to see how that goes. Kind of nervous.
Somebody to Nancy Kerrigan, that Ricky Miller guy.
Cash, you should have been there for the what do you call it, Range Rover today to practice your two staging.
I know, right? Like, that's what I was thinking about. I was trying to get back. Dude, that traffic was crazy coming back because we hit so many school buses. But at the same time, the rain in Atlanta, like, people totally forget how to drive in Atlanta. It's crazy. 12 miles, and it took us almost an hour to get to the shop. Like, dude.
The roads do get a little slick, though. I mean, at one stoplight, the Suburban was getting a little randy there and spun out. And then going on to Ronald Reagan, she drifted out a little bit on me, too. So I guess it's probably a little bit better that everybody's taking their time, I suppose, with the tires that I see around here and the way that some of these people drive.
Well, I mean, I got good tires, and I had a little power slip on 78 today, just a very little, but it is crazy how much rain can make a difference, especially with the first day of school being out here. But I just saw Mother Marion say she's not gonna be at WFCT. Mother Marion, no karaoke night.
We're gonna have to hold it down.
What happened?
We're gonna have to do it big on that.
Dude, there's no karaoke night without Mother Marion. Who's gonna throw the dollars? Who's gonna tip the bartender like $100? Like, there's only one Mother Marion. You cannot replace her, man. You cannot duplicate her. Chrissy can try her butt out, but she doesn't have the energy Mother Marion's got. I'm sorry. Sorry, Chrissy.
Wow, you're really stepping right in the middle of that one there. For a guy named the Handler, you really put yourself in a sticky wicket there.
sometimes you got to create situations, right? You got to create the storm, and then you got to handle it. Put me in your suitcase. Damn. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Any last word from you, Eric? Any last advice? Anything you want to close up with?
No, I would just say thank you guys so much for having us on. I appreciate being able to be a part of it, man. It's a blessing to work with cool people and to have fun stuff like this to look forward to. So looking forward to kicking it with you guys in a couple weekends and making sure we document a kick-ass event.
Last question for you. What time are you getting in on Friday?
That Friday we get in late. We fly out of SRQ like 6 p.m. I think we'll be to the hotel probably by like 9 or 10, something like that.
Okay, we're still in the founds of like maybe doing a meetup on Friday night, where some of the people have been asking, like, hey, maybe we go have a late dinner. I know Fernan is coming in, and he's been asking for a Korean barbecue, but we'll see. Like, I've had a couple of guys that are coming. They're already like, hey, man, what are we doing Friday night? Are we getting together for a pre gathering? And I'm like, okay, maybe we may need to do something like that. What hotel we're hanging out at? We were literally trying to decide that today, man. What hotel we're gonna try to be at. So it might just be the Holiday Inn. I don't know. But we'll see, man. Because the Holiday Inn, the West Inn, the Holiday Inn, the Hampton Inn are across the street from each other. But
I think I did. I booked Hampton Inn. I think.
Oh, you did both Hampton Inn? Yeah. So Hampton is the nicer one out of it. And it's by itself, where Holiday is with two other ones right there. There's a Fernan Korean barbecue. No halal. All right, guys. Have a great night. See you. Next week, we do have Trevor Hayes with the insurance.
Tinting insurance. He's a buddy, man. He's great. You guys are going to have a killer session.
Yeah, so this guy is an awesome dude. He's gonna come on. He's gonna share his knowledge about this industry. So I do want to post that up there. Let me see if I can get him up here for a second, just so people can realize that we are gonna have Trevor Hayes next Monday at 8 p.m. So if you want to get your questions for insurance, and he talked some stuff on Shady's podcast, I got to catch a little bit, and it makes a big difference on having the right coverage, man. A lot of people think they got coverage and they don't have proper coverage, but they specialize on having insurance for window tinters, whether you're a flat glass or automotive or anything in between. I think this would be one of those that you really want to attend and watch out and get yourself educated on what's supposed to be on coverage wise when it comes down to insurance for window tinting. Other than that, guys, good night. I will see you guys next.